Welcome back to NieR Automata, NieR Game Plus, NieR Death Experience. And in this part, we have just returned our end of the bargain with the high viscosity oil. And those of us who recall from the 2B campaign, while 2B stands by being completely naive and unaware of what's happening, we're about to have an emergency situation on our hands.
Well, 9S has the ability to hack an interface directly with the majority of the mechanical life on the planet. So he doesn't actually need to get to know them in general.
We get to interface with all kinds of life forms, baby. Yeah. How'd you like me to hack into your parts? Yeah. Oh, you mean it's a Goliath? Hell yeah.
It's okay, Pascal. I believe you.
I have good news and bad news. The good news is you're hearing from me. The bad news is you're not hearing from Operator 6-0 because we're hearing this from 9S's perspective this time. And remember, just keep moving. The longer you keep moving, those homing missiles aiming at the ground are not going to be able to hit you.
Yes, because research and development is the second most important department in wartime.
Run, Moose! Run for your life!
Moose!
Save the Moose! The Moose did nothing wrong.
I mean, Rocky specifically did a bunch of stuff wrong, but that's a different Moose, so...
And now, here's something we hope you really like.
Rocky was the name of the moose, not the squirrel, right?
Oh yeah, that's right, Bullwinkle. That made me laugh. Yes, Rocky and Bullwinkle. Squirrel and Moose, respectively.
I could have sworn that the moose was named Rocky.
Oh yeah, now I remember why Rocky and Bullwinkle fell off the radar, because 20 years after that cartoon aired, the Soviet Union collapsed.
Really? It was a Soviet cartoon?
No, it was an American cartoon. It was an American cartoon that really capitalized on American, how shall I put it? On the American Red Scare, yes, the Communist Scare, because Americans were scared of the Communists because the Communists were coming after
sure,
us.
They were for absolutely stupid reasons. But how did Rocky and Bullwinkle capitalize on the Red Scare?
Because Natasha and what's his name were Russian stereotypes. That's why.
Okay, but those were the antagonistic spies.
Yeah,
and even then, they weren't actually all that significant of a part of the formula that Rocky and Bullwinkle mostly was.
What are you talking about? They were in every single episode.
So, they didn't need to be Russian spies in order to fill their role in the show.
Well, you're absolutely right. They didn't, but they did in order to make the show more palatable to communist, fearful Americans and their children.
Like, do they even really have and do they have any significant communication or connection with the Soviet government in the show?
No, they never mention Russia, they never mention USSR, Soviets, Communist Party, none of that shit. It's just they had Russian accents and they were fucking spies. Because that's what the Red Scare was all about, is we thought that there were Russian spies infiltrating different levels of the government in order to affect policy and weaken Americans' defenses against a possible Russian attack, again, during the height of the Cold War.
So then what brings them over to Rocky and Bullwinkle?
They were in the show.
Oh, okay, but why are they investigating Rocky and Bullwinkle?
How the fuck should I know? Why did fucking did Tweety Bird have Sylvester? Why did Roadrunner have Coyote? Just that they needed an antagonist.
Because those pairings need antagonistic conflicts in order to actually further the plot.
Exactly. Now, are there any other questions?
Kinda. I mean, if we have the ability to just hack these guys from about 50 meters out, why don't we just do snipe hacking against all of our potential opponents?
Well, I mean, we can't do it while we're in a flight unit because what fun would that be?
We don't need to be in a flight unit in order to fight the second Goliath, though. There is physical environments down here that we could very easily traverse.
Let's get up close and personal.
Heck, we could Shadow of Colossus this bitch. We totally could. There are definite edges and platforms on those legs. We could snipe hack this guy on his knees.
He is no. See, he has an electromagnetic shield that would make direct contact with him very dangerous for our metallic and battery-operated android bodies.
Okay, but there's also 2 buildings that are right next to him. And that's how we dealt with the first Goliath unit.
Just we're better off in the flight units, damn it. Swing your sword. Ow.
You just want to play Galaga again, damn it.
Pretty much, yeah. Except in Galaga, you are not allowed to swing a sword, and the graphics did not look nearly this good.
Then what is the space shooter that gives you a sword that allows you to deadly projectiles? I could have swore it was Galaga.
Asteroids?
It's not asteroids. Asteroids doesn't have a bladed weapon.
Oh, but those of us who remember realize this fight's not over just yet. It's resonating at the same frequency as the ground. Look out! Science!
Well, resonating at the same frequency as the ground would just make it a dead thing, wouldn't it?
Well, it means that now the ground is going to start shaking at the same frequency as the Goliath, and boom, it exploded. Aliens! Oh, yeah. Yeah, see, isn't it nice? It's been so long since we went through this game that we actually forget some of the events that occurred, even though we already had seen them before.
Kind of. I mean, I was hoping that the Asteroids wouldn't show up until the final act, because I still want to do Star Fox Assault for the channel. I just got to go do a practice run for it.
Nah.
数百年もの間発見されなかったエイリアンたちの反応を確認した。知っていると思うが、エイリアンは機械生命体たちの司令塔だ。エイリアンを殲滅すれば、長きにわたるこの戦争も終結。
Or so she says.
They are aliens. Go kill them. Okay.
本案件に対する情報収集を最優先しろ。この好機を逃してはならない。
Yeah, in order of priority. However, because this is a game that does not proceed until I say so, we're going to do something completely different.
Like way underground.
Wait, they want us to go to the flooded area now? Oh yeah, that's right, because we can totally sequence break this, just like we did in the first playthrough of this.
Explosions. Ooh, a scanner's power, and I suppose that is for successfully using a hack detonation on a certain number of targets.
Probably, yeah. I mean, you should be hacking just about everything that comes in sight, except for enemies that can't be hacked, of course, which are extremely rare and situational. Of course, anytime you get tired of this top-down isometric 3D segment, feel free to pull out your sword and try to use your pot action too, because one thing that significantly drops off during this hack and slash game is you are not using your pod nearly as frequently as you should be. Although it's
so the more complicated robots having these multiple levels is interesting, certainly, but although the later levels seem to be slightly easier, simply because they give you more workable space.
Yes, that is true.
Maybe not easier, but less threatening.
In general, the bigger the health bar, also the more difficult the hacking stage, versus these guys who only have one health bar, and they are stupidly simple to solve because just one box, one target, no protection. I'm gonna get you! Destroy the black trapezoids!
Aren't those technically imperfect rhombi?
They are,
Exploded.
It's a quadrilateral. No, it's a pyramid on top of a cube.
So in that case, it would be a combination pentagon.
Pretty much, yeah. Because if you held it up to a 2D, if you made it so that it was just a 2D image, all you would see is a pentagon, exactly. Alright, and for the remainder of this part, we're mostly just going to be dicking around, killing enemies in quick succession using our hack powers. Let's do this.
Behold the powers of the drill worm.
See, the drill worms are really convenient that you get to hack them because the targets are a little annoying to hit, especially with a sword because they are surrounded by pain and spiny parts. Also, apparently they do not have enough health to survive more than one hack attempt.
Well, that's because instead of actually taking out all the individual segments, your hacking attempt is, directly targeting the central processing weak point.
Yep, and you thought 9S.
It's why a good portion of the time when you're detonating the machine soldiers, it only takes one attempt because you're dealing with the central processing unit.
They always underestimate the sensitive ones, Mr. Gerdat. I bet you thought that 9S was just a little bitch who couldn't see his way out of a diaper. No.
God, no. 9S is our recon unit. He is significantly more important for the mission than 2B is.
Got you, flying mister. You think your little saucer is gonna help you dodge this?
Well, it won't, because now you have become explodificated.
Alright, now take out the big boys before they start firing their cannons again. I do like how complex these ones get.
Yeah, the reinforcement phases of these ones are relatively interesting.
Yep, and because they have so much health, let's do it again. Oh, that smarts! My microprocessor! My firewall is not strong enough. Quick, get Norton antivirus.
Personally, I've always preferred Avast antivirus over Norton. I understand that Norton is a paid service and is therefore supposed to be better, but Avast usually works well enough for me. So.
Okay, now use that cube to give yourself a shield. Wonderful. You have been interrupted. Mid-animation. Haha.
Reinforcement phase.
Kill all the cute squares. See? They don't have feelings. They don't even have faces.
But they do have exploding body parts.
Alright, now surely one of these bastards is gonna drop. Oh my god. Ow, ow, ow. Machine core, anybody?
For what do you need more machine cores for, Mr. Cloud?
Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. Got a machine head. Spin on a wheel.
Well, it's a dented plate.
Garbage, I say. Oh. Huh. Sweet moves, said Indiana Jones to the sword-swinging assassin before he just fucking shot him in the chest with an American gun.
No, because American guns, as we all know, are better at killing better at killing Nazis than European guns are.
Hey, now that was not a Nazi. That was a dude paid by a Nazi. There's a difference. Whoa. Cool. Calm your tits there, buddy.
All right. In the next episode, we'll be continuing on with the flooded area recon.
Yep. We're gonna go see this aliens. I mean, dramatically, we know all about what the aliens are doing right now. We'll see in a bit.